Leon Edwards was dethroned by Bilal Muhammad at UFC Manchester just a few weeks ago. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I think is going to be next for Leon Edwards and the different pathways and options he has. So let's get straight into it. The first one I want to talk about is an immediate rematch with Bilal. I think this is unlikely. Does Leon deserve this immediate rematch? Yes and no. He did defend the belt twice against two of the best welterweights in the world. He wasn't necessarily too active. He won the belt in August and he fought there in July. So August 2022, and then he defended the belt for the third time, or tried to defend the belt for the third time just a few weeks ago. That's on average one title defense a year. So he was never really the most active champion, and he didn't really sell, and Leon wasn't the most exciting fighter in the world. Like, he was just a decision fighter. And I don't think he did enough to get the belt rematch straight away. But then again, you have to look at former champions who did fuck all with the belt and got immediate rematches. The first one I thought of was Cody Garbrandt when he lost to TJ. Literally got an immediate rematch straight away. Didn't defend the belt, didn't do any of that. Leon had an insane win streak as well. Like, I think he was unbeaten in 10 years or something like that. But I just think that the name value he has now is kind of dropped, losing to Bilal. And I think people want some new faces. There is options for Leon though. The first one, obviously, like I talked about, was the belt rematch. You can argue yes or no. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to do Shavkat versus Bilal. That makes sense today, and I think he said it. He said he isn't too keen on an immediate rematch as well, and especially after that performance Leon had where he didn't look great. I don't think there's a massive crave to see a Leon versus Bilal 3. Like, I really don't, and I don't think he's going to get that belt rematch. The one people are talking about a lot is Ian Garry. And I think this is a very real possibility. It's kind of hard to see because we never really got much off Dana as regards this fight. But, you know, Ian's coming off that win against MVP. Some people thought he lost, which, you know, is what it is. I think Leon would school Ian Garry. I don't think that would be too good of a night for Ian Garry. I want to see that. That's the one I want to see next, to be quite honest with you. I think it's a great standing, striking match. I think Ian's a fucking great stylistic matchup for Leon. He's a better Michael Venom Page. Ian's not going to be able to take him down, I don't think. Bilal Muhammad is a way better wrestler than Ian. And Ian's kind of similar to Leon. He's got a boring style, to be quite honest with you. Like, he doesn't go for the... Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, look, we dismantled Neil Magny. He couldn't fucking finish Neil Magny. Like, you have to be finishing Neil Magny with one leg. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have the best style. And his last few performances, Jeff Neal, Neil Magny, they've all been so lackluster. They've just been boring decisions. And some people thought he lost to Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal looked fucking shit in that fight. Ian seems to be just kind of getting worse. Not worse and worse, but his performance is getting a bit more lackluster each performance. And I do think that is because he is fighting higher level competition. Like, he is working his way up the rankings, but I think he's going to fall very short if he fights Leon. This is a good fight to take if you're Leon Edwards, because Ian Garry's not going to go in there and wrestle, and I do not think Ian Garry has the wrestling to take down Leon. If he does, we certainly haven't seen it. Taking down MVP is not taking down Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was stuffing Usman's takedown, stuffing Covington takedown, and he was getting up off some of Bilal's takedown as well. I do think the time zone, not time zone, but time in the UK, 5 a.m, I think that fucked him up big time. I think Leon has a good chance of beating Bilal in the future, but hey, who knows? Hopefully we'll see that one day, but there are other options. JDM as well. JDM is out there. Jack Della Maddalena, he's coming off a good finish at Gilbert Burns. I think in the welterweight division now, Shavkat and JDM both have like kind of like a equal say in I should be next tier. I think Shavkat's a little bit ahead of JDM just because he's got more finishes. But, you know, Shavkat's coming off that finish of Wonderboy. And then fucking JDM's coming off that finish of Gilbert Burns. And I think Gilbert Burns is a bigger win than Wonderboy. They both have the same kind of stake in the division. They were alleged to fight each other, but I think JDM broke his hand or something like that, so that fight couldn't be made. I think people want to see Shavkat versus Bilal, mainly because they want to see just Bilal win, and I think Shavkat would win that fight. But Leon could fight Jack Della Maddalena, and I think that'd be a fucking banger fight. I don't think this one is as likely simply because JDM doesn't have the name value Ian Garry has. Ian Gary, love him, hate him, whatever you think about him, is one of the biggest names in the sport, all for the wrong reasons. People want to see him just lose. And I think JDM, although he has I think the hardcore fans would really appreciate his fight style and want to see him fight, but I don't think he has that same name value as Ian. And I think that's the reason that he's not going to get the Leon fight. Because, Ian Gary, if he does take that Leon fight, obviously he's going to fight for the belt if he wins. Whoever Leon fights next is going to be, it's a number one contender fight for the person opposite them. A lot of people are saying as well, Shavkat as well. Like I've been saying, I think they're going to do Shavkat versus Bilal, so I just don't really see Leon fighting Shavkat, to be quite honest with you. Would he take the fight? I don't think Leon's saying no to anyone, to be honest with you, but the Shavkat one, I think people want to see him fight for the belt, and I think the UFC want to see that one as well, simply because we want to see Bilal lose. Like, I fucking hate Bilal as champion. He's so boring, but he's good. You got to give him his respect. He won that fight, and he won it in good fashion. Do you know what I mean? He surprised me. I thought Leon was going to run through him. I think a lot of us did, but Bilal proved us all wrong, and you got to give him his respect where it's due. I still think he's very beatable, and I think Shavkat would beat him. I think Shavkat beats a lot of people. I think he runs through Ian Gary and stuff like that. Shavkat's a beast, but yeah, Leon versus Shavkat, I don't really see him making that fight as well. I think Leon needs to fight someone who's striking orientated, that doesn't have like a wrestling submission threat. JDM and Ian Gary are good stylistic matchups. I think Ian Gary is the perfect style for Leon. I think he would actually just walk through him. I don't think Ian Gary is good enough to win the belt. And I still have a lot of questions about him. Like, he's had some close calls. The Jeff Neal fight was a fucking close one. And you should be not dismantling, but you should be beating Jeff Neal. You really, really should. He did, but not in the performance that I thought he was going to win. And I think Leon would easily pick him at range, because Ian Gary likes to play the range game. And I don't think there's a person in welterweight, maybe Wonderboy, who can stand and at range with Leon. And I think Ian Gary is probably stupid enough to do that, and he'd just fucking lose, and he'd be thrown for takedowns then and stuff like that. And I think it'd just go horribly wrong for Ian, to be honest with you. I think that's good. That's a good fight for Leon. That's the fight I want to see next. I think that's the fight the fans want to see as well. Like, there's going to be a lot of name value there. Ireland, England, they could do that in the UK, maybe around March, because I don't know if Leon's going to fight till then. We don't really know. It's all up in the air. Like, he hasn't done any interviews. Like, if he wants to get back in there at the end of the year, which I think he said in his post-fight interview, like in the cage with DC, he wants to get back in there at the end of the year. Things can change though. The UFC might be like, you're on the shelf for a bit, and then Ian Gary might want to wait that long as well. So Ian Gary could fight JDM, but I want to see Leon versus Ian. And if McGregor comes back, put that as the co-main at the end of the year or something like that, if they can both make it and they both don't want to wait till London or Manchester or wherever they go in England next year. Fuck it, even do it in Ireland. Like, fuck it, why not? But Leon Edwards versus Ian Gary makes sense in my opinion. I just don't see them doing the rematch with Bilal straight away. There's fucking no interest there, especially how boring of a fight it was. Like, for a Leon and a Bilal fight, it was mildly entertaining. But as regards just a title fight, like, they've just got such boring styles, and they collide to make it even more boring. And no finishing ability from any of them. They're both the biggest decision merchants in the game. That's why people love Shavkat. He's in there to finish you. He's never once. He doesn't know what the judges' scorecards are. That's why people fucking love Shavkat. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think is Leon. What's next for Leon? Can he get the belt back? I think there's a route to get that belt back. I don't think we saw the best of Leon in that Bilal fight, and I do think there's better to come. But let me know what you thought in the comments below. Thanks for watching.